Well, here we go, another little update. Now the previous video I finished with this having to be painted. I've just painted that today, and what I've started doing is I'm just taking the colour not down on these embankments that I've done. What I've done is I've used a little bit of burnt umber, and all I've done is just loosely brushed it, really watered it down, but it just kind of just takes the, if I hold it down there, you can kind of get the idea. Just takes it sort of stuff, gives it a little bit more, adds a little bit more colour to it. Basically all I do is, I'll just try and show you a little bit on here. And all I've done is burnt umber with water. It's really runny, and all you do is I'll do it on this little section here, on this bit, because obviously it's easier than trying to point the camera at the other side. Just literally do it on that, and then what you do is you just literally just flick it on, you know, brush it in as best you can, and what it does, it soaks in, but you get a little bit of like an earth colour coming through the greenery. But yeah, just literally just brush it in, and you see it's gradually soaked, and that's basically all I did on the cutting side over there, and it just gives it a little bit of extra colour to it. Well, eventually it's going to be, there'll be bushy ears and all sorts of stuff over the top, but that's what you do. Just literally brush it in. Don't be afraid. You know, I'm using a very stiff brush for this, and literally just, you know, brush it in as best you can, and then if you have a look, it's gradually soaking in, and you just get that little bit of, I'll just move these paints out of the way, and that's before, and just gives you that little bit of extra sort of colour on it, really, just sort of, so it's not everything just green. But see, as it's soaking in there, if I stand back this way a little bit, you can see it just gives you that little bit of earth that you'd sort of get anyway, and that's all I basically do. It's just literally burnt umber acrylic paint, but just really watered down, and that's what you do. Just, and it just kind of just gives you that little bit of a texture on it, really. Just sort of gives you that little bit of sort of, takes the, so it's not too sort of everything sort of really a stark greeny colour. Oh, it's going to have bushes over the top as well, so by the time you've done all the bushes and things, it won't be too bad. But that's what I've done, that side already. That's just drying in, but it just gives you that little bit of extra sort of colour, and yeah, you hold it against there into the cutting, and you can kind of see the difference. Of course, the right hand side of your screen is what I've done, left hand side I haven't done yet, but as I say, just gives you that little bit of extra sort of colour, really. Just sort of takes it down a notch, and that's what I've done in the yard area. Obviously I've not done this bit yet because that bit's still wet, but I've got all that to do. But yeah, that's what I've done so far. I'm just going to carry on with this little bit, and then I'll do another clip when I've finished this area. Right, well, I've done both sides now, darkened it down. That's how it looks now. Looks a lot better. It's taken the colour down. You've got a little bit more. You've still got the green in there, but you've got sort of little bits of browns and things like that. It's got to have bushes and other foliage adding, but it doesn't look too bad. That's literally just watered down brown acrylic, burnt umber I've used, but also I've got to tidy up the little hut over the point motor again. That's got to be re-sorted out. But yeah, definitely looks a lot better. This bit's going to have this will have loads of bushes down this bit, so there's a bit more brown on this bit. I've done all this bit now along here. This bit's finished. That bit's done. That bit's done there. I've got to redo the road anyway. That's all got to be repainted, but I'm not worried about that. I can do that later. So yeah, that's how it looks now. I've still got all this bit to do, which I'll probably get this done today as well. And I was hoping to get the fencing in, but I don't think I'm going to get the fencing done today. I want to get all this bit finished. Can't do this bit yet because it's still wet. That's the only thing. It takes a little while to dry because you water the paint down so much. It takes a while to dry, but yeah, it's not looking too bad. It definitely improves it, just kind of knocking the colour down a bit and takes that sort of really sort of uniform green colour out of it. But anyway, that's what I've done so far with this. I'll do another update when I've another video clip, should I say, when I've done the other end. Right, I've now finished the whole lot. I've done the external. It's a bit shiny because the paint's still wet, but I've done all this bit under the going down to the bridge. I've left a little bit. It's a little bit of greenery left on it. I've also done all this bit tricky, this bit actually, because I'm working sort of backwards, but anyway, it's all been taken down a notch as well, so that looks a lot better now. But it's still wet because I only just done it, so it'll need sort of all overnight now to dry. But anyway, that's how it'll look when it's all dried in anyway, which of course takes it down a bit and looks a lot better. Well, today's job, fencing on the platforms, well, platform, because I ran out. I thought I'd bought enough out. I thought one pack would be enough to do it, but it isn't, because obviously you've got all these little awkward pieces to do there. I've only gone up to the end of the signal box there, because I don't think there's pointing anything at the back, because you can't get to it anyway, but I've done it. There's a slight gap there, but I'm either going to put an advertising board there, or just glue a person against the fence to hide that piece. So yeah, I got as far as there. I've got some old Hornby bits, and I thought, I might be able to paint it up, but it's not going to look right, so I'm going to have to buy some more. But I've got to get the ram pens for this anyway, so that's okay. You may notice a little gap there where the steam. I said that's a little steam engine there. Well, I've had a bit of an idea for this. The steam engine's gone over to the park in Edwick where I had a little coal wagon. I'll put the steam engine there on display, and I've got this old Triang box van. Obviously you can't really run it because it's, you know, it doesn't work on Pico points, but I thought I would stick it in there as an exhibition coach. So what I'm going to do is make some little sign saying exhibition or whatever on it, and that will sit there. I've got the running in boards to go on, but I've kind of done the Droxwood for Hambledon bits on the computer, but I've got to print them and make sure I get them the right size to fit on the running in boards. Yeah, that's what I've done tonight. Can't do nothing else fencing wise until I get some more fencing, which will probably be when I get paid at the end of the month. I might try. In fact, I might try and get the ram pens as well, and I can do that because even though I'll have some bits left over here anyway. So what I was going to do is maybe use it to do this piece here. But I think it's the type post and sort of wire fencing, but I maybe any fencing I've got left over I'm going to put around here. I need a little piece of fence there as well, which will fill that piece in, so that'll be all right. So it won't go to waste anyway. But that's how it's looking at the minute. I've had to put a weight that's just holding that piece while it dries. But yeah, definitely looking a lot better now. It is coming along. It's coming along. So I'm quite pleased how it's looking now. But now let's look down the track from there. All the where I've darkened up the thing, that's all dried in nicely now. It looks a lot better. So yeah, so I can't do anything else now until I want to get the rest of the fencing so I can get that bit finished, and then I'll start. Might try and get the running in boards done. I might try doing some test prints on them at the weekend maybe. So if I can get the one on that side done, I can't do the one this end until I get the other thing in, but we'll see anyway. See how I get on with it. But that's what I've done so far. So the next clip will probably be when I've got the rest of the fencing. It's probably going to be a sort of not a long video in sort of watching, but it's going to be a long video as regard to making, because obviously I've got to wait for bits to, you know, for bits to sort of carry on. But pleased with it so far, pleased with the progress anyway, so far anyway. So it's now starting to come together now, so it's yeah, looking all right. I've added some detailing and stuff to the station. Station building's got posters on the outside, also the name on there. I copied that from the current building as it is now. Also some posters there just to sort of tart it up a bit really. I've also done some on the end of there as well. Also I've done the running in boards. These are old ones I had laying about. Now what I've done is I've done this on the computer. Printed it, scaled it down to the right size and then glued it on. This one I can't do until I get the rest of the fencing on there, but that'll go sort of roughly there with when the fencing's done. But I'll tell you what I've done. I've done the one for this side. Painted it with a mulching paint and then just sort of weathered it up with some lead pencil. So that's done. The running board's done there. I've also done the noted station sign, but I'll just zoom in so you can see it a bit clearer. Basically what I did was downloaded some from, well, in fact all these posters are all downloaded. Googled them, Southern Railway posters, and then downloaded them and scaled them down on the computer. These name ones, what I did was I downloaded these, then on Microsoft Paint, which is a shame now that they're going to stop doing Microsoft Paint because it's very handy. Just got the correct shade of green so I could blank out the word and then just type the word in that I needed. So that's how I did that. I'm just wondering, I'm probably going to be better lifting the building off. I don't know, I might be able to do it. Let's see if I can get round here. I probably won't be able to do it with my tab actually. I'll just lift the building off. You can see what I've done on the building as far as notices go. I've got that one there, Southern Railway poster, station board, poster there for Winchester, because of course you know, if you went down to Alton you get to Winchester, changing at Alton. So I've done that, and then got that on the end of there. So that's all the signage done. I think I'm not going to put any more sign, cause I think you can overdo it. I've just put that one on the toilet block, but I think you can overdo it. I think I've just sort of just done enough, just to sort of tart it up a bit. This hides joining the fence there. This poster I've put there to hide a joint. I might put a few more little posters around here just to sort of tidy it up, and also when I get the fencing out I might put a poster there, because this running in board will roughly go about here anyway, so there'll be a fence behind that. So so yeah, that's what I've done. I think signage, I think that'll do for the signage and stuff. As I say, I'm probably going to put some more posters on the fence here just to sort of take the starkness off really. I mean, that's what I did there. I did that just to hide a joint that went a bit sort of skew with. I might put dot a few more posters around, but we'll see anyway. Well, there's a bit of a gap between the last clip and this clip, about 2 weeks or so I think. Right, what have I been doing? I finished the bit of fencing along there, put the running in board there, put the little fence between the lamp hut and the toilet block. I extended the grass there up to that, same old thing, hanging basket liner, stuck down with glue, pulled the excess off, painted with green acrylic, and then finished off with, in fact I've only just done the burnt umber on it today, so it's still drying, so I've done that there. Also done the same here. I've done quite a bit here actually. I put the fencing around the what I'm going to do is a picnic area, done the grass around it, put the burnt umber around it. As I say, I've only just done it today. I've done this today. This is still all soaking in now. I've soaked it with some water to help it sort of soak in properly, the glue. This is going to be a picnic area. I've done the tea hut. That's one of the Wordsworth downloadable kits, the grounded coach body. I thought that'd just be ideal for that. I've added bits to it. I've added the little roof there, little porch there. These posts, these are actually coffee stirrers, so you know, as you do. Fencing around it. Still got to touch in the fencing a little bit with the paint, but I'll do that when it's all dry. The gates, can't get any more of this fencing though, because I wanted to get some more of this fencing to finish all this bit. Can't find it anywhere. And I bought it. I just bought a bulk load of it at the swap meet. with the two gates, that one and that gate there, but I can't find any more. So I'm sort of stuck on that at the minute. I might just do matchsticks and cotton to finish this bit off. I'll see it anyway. I'll have a look around the swap meet, see if I can find some more. But I've also done this area. This is going to be like a little show area really. When I have little like car rallies, bus rallies, everything can be sort of parked on here. That's why I'm sort of doing that, just to sort of just to finish, because I'm doing it as a preserve rail. I'm not doing it as it was when it was up and running as a proper railway. It's done as one of the preservation attempts worked. That's why I've done the picnic area in the station master's garden, because I've got the inspiration for that from Ropley station on the Mid-Ants Railway, because overlooking the engine shed and station at Ropley, they've got a picnic area. And I thought, well, that's what I'll do for this, put a little picnic area there. I've still got to get a lot of little picnic benches and stuff to put in there just to finish it off. But that's it really. I've done this. I had just enough green scatter to finish this. What I did with this, I put green acrylic paint in with the glue when I mixed it up. And of course, it's all starting to dry in now. Hopefully it'll look alright when it's all dried. But I just had enough green scatter to finish this bit off. As I say, I've just got to do fences now around it, all the bushes on the top of this lot. But that's what I've done so far anyway. I've still got the steps to do coming up here. I can't find anything at the minute. I tried to make them, I couldn't get it right, so I'm thinking of doing either getting an old bits and bobs of a footbridge kit and using the steps for that, or some signal box steps and maybe join two lots together to do that. That's why I'm kind of stuck on that bit at the minute, to be honest. But when I find some steps that are suitable, I'll do that. So, but yeah, that's progress so far anyway. I'll do another clip when I get a bit more done. This is going to be quite a sort of a long video in the making, because there's sort of gaps between each bit that I've done. Well, here we are, final segment. In the last segment, this is all still wet, because I just finished gluing it and all the picnic area. Well, basically, the end of this is going to be the end of this video, the final clip on this video. But we've got people on the platforms now, more signage put up there, posters and stuff. I've put a gate in there because I put the fence up to there and realised, oh, hang on, you can't get over to there, so I've put a gate in there for that. We've got the running in board, the fence in this end all done, people on there. And also, I'll bring you across this way, and then we've got the picnic area, which is now finished. I've got the picnic benches in there, people on there lolling around. Probably put a few more in there at some point, and also the steps leading up to it. Now I must say a big thank you to Metcalfe Kits for helping me with this. So what I did was, on Edwick Lane I've got the Metcalfe signal box, and I measured the steps. I thought, they would probably do the trick. So anyway, contacted Metcalfe and I said, do you sell the steps separate? And they said, well, we don't, but if you give us your address, see what we can do. Anyway, a couple of days later, a letter arrived with some steps in it, 2 or 3 steps, signal box steps. So what I've done is I've used one and then cut another one down and added it to it, to make, to get the height. Then the uprights and the bracing here are basically bits of sprue off old plastic kits. I always keep bits like that, it's always handy for things. So yeah, I must say a big thank you to Metcalfe Kits for helping me with the steps. So anyway, that's all done. Steps are finished, all leading up to the picnic area. So that's all sorted out, and yeah, I'm quite pleased with it actually. It's turned out alright. When I put them up though, there's a gap there and there I had to fill, so a little bit of this fencing left, just enough to do that. So that's all right. So that's all sort of finished. Still needs a little bit painting up and that, and tidying up, but that's sort of another little job I can do later. But yeah, it's not looking too bad. I mean, I got the inspiration for this from Ropley Station on the Mid-Ants Railway, because they got a picnic area overlooking the station, and I thought the station master's garden at Drox, which what this was, I thought that'd be great as a picnic area overlooking the station. That's where I got the inspiration for it anyway. But when you look across it, it's not too bad. I'm well pleased with how it's turning out. Just got chimneys to do on the main station building. That's a to do in the future job, but I'll just do a little view down there as well. But yeah, not looking too bad. Still got I've got the roads to finish off. Loads of landscaping. You know, it's basically bushes and trees, and got these fences over here. Bushes and trees on here. All this is going to be all bushes and trees. This needs fencing put round. This bit here. I've got some gates. I'm going to put a gate there. This is going to be like a little exhibition area. We're going to have like car rallies and whatever, you know. I'm going to make up various sort of things that I can kind of plonk on there, for, you know, and change it from time to time. I've got an LMS engine stuck in there in a minute. It's just it's been running on the railway today. So, but yeah, that's what we've done anyway. That's what we've got done so far. Loads more to do. I'm just going to bring this engine on. Actually, this will be just going to take this train out. But yeah, pretty much building wise it's done. It's just all the tidying up and tightening it up now. A bit of all scenery basically, also a back scene as well. I need to make a back scene for it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's been quite long in the making, weeks and weeks, because I've been so busy doing other bits and waiting for bits and things like that. But anyway, it's completed. Anyway, I'm going to leave you with this LMS. It's Duchess of Abercorn pulling some Southern coaches. Well, we don't care, do we? We can do what we want. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this sort of video. And until the next one, happy modelling.